Hello everyone and welcome to something totally different. This is not War Thunder, this is Men of War Square Assault. A couple of weeks ago or something like that I saw video of this game from Baronvongamez. Baron, you know him, I have flown with him several times in Square Action. And well, I have to say first of all that I utterly suck at playing real-time strategic games. I'm not good at all at multitasking, but the realistic feel of the game really attracted me. And I picked it up, I gave it a go, and started playing some multiplayer. And I can tell you, in multiplayer, people totally destroy you. Thankfully, I found a game with newcomers. I'm playing with people who are pretty new to this game, as I am. I'm a total noob at this game. And I'm playing with the Americans versus the Japanese. And well, my first action has been to divide my initial squad, which is a regular squad, in several groups. I'm going for the left bottom objective area and the central one. So I set up some defensive positions and try to go for the cap. This game is based a lot of around infantry. If you are very good at infantry, you probably will win. But it's also, as all real-time games, is centered around a wise choice of which units you purchase at which moment. And of course, it has a very strong tactical component. It's not totally realistic, but it's pretty realistic in what regards to suppression fire, lines of sight, and that kind of stuff. So here I am. I have built some sandbags down there to establish a good base of fire. I called a machine gunner to go to the position. I'm also laying some sandbags there to face those guys in the trench. And soon I'm going to try to do a flanking maneuver to the right of that trench area. You're going to see this. There you go. In this game you can directly control soldiers. It's quite complicated if you don't have the hang on it, and I don't. So here I am struggling to try to control the soldier and to throw a grenade to those guys in the trench. But they get me before I can do so. So what I do is to establish another line of sandals there to defend my position. The capture is going alright. I have already captured the flag, so now I go back into cover. I call some individual soldiers instead of a full squad because I want to cover my left flank from probably intruders that might want to flank me through that zone. I'm totally losing the firefight here, so I try to get my soldier into a position of cover. I move that other one up into a position where he's very well covered behind the building, and this other one just behind the building. Now what I do is to call an anti-tank team, which I'm going to put slightly behind my lines and to put in whole fire, because I don't want them to fire too soon and to rebuild their position. They have to be a surprise for any tanks that try to overrun my position. So what I'm doing here is to properly set my soldiers in a good defensive position. So far things are not going all that well because they have both the mid and the top left objective, and those are more or less my responsibility. There you go. Here I put one soldier covering the left flank and two more that are going to set a sandbag line there and are going to cover themselves behind it once it's built. And this way I'm covering myself from possible tries to overrun my position. I actually call for another line of sandbags up there and take a look at what's going on here. Just making sure all my soldiers are within proper cover. I'm not calling not a lot of things because I don't have a lot of manpower right now. I'm just calling individual soldiers to fill my needs as I see them. I call a sniper because that trench is going to be a problem, and I want to kill as many soldiers in there as I can and to force the rest down into cover If they are covering, they are not looking, and if they are looking, they won't see me when I try to assault that line. So here, yeah, there they come, a couple of guys trying to flank. They throw a grenade, which I spot, and I move away. Then I go into direct control myself. Again, I suck at this, but I have to try and learn, of course, because this is basic. You have to learn to direct control some of your units. I throw a grenade, totally miss. I leave the soldier covering there, and I call for a couple of soldiers to reinforce that position, because I have they are coming in 2s by 2, so I'd rather have some friends. I direct control the guy again. I have killed the guy who was trying to get my soldier, so no big deal. I move the anti-tank squad behind the building. It's a much more covered position. And I directly control the sniper to look for a proper position where he can lay some suppressive fire on the trench line. There I spot a machine gunner, and I want to get rid of him. I missed the first shot because he's into cover. And there you go. He's aiming again. For reticle. Take aim and kill him. Oh, that guy has totally destroyed me in the left flank while I was managing my guy in the left side, my sniper in the mid. So I have lost the guys who were covering the left side. There's one submachine gunner which is there. Direct control him. As you can see, I'm not very good at this, so what I'm going to do is to lay a grenade here and flank on the other side. Ooh, there's one there. Spot him. Shoot. Kill. Now there's another one there. I kill him as well. So good job. Well done, soldier. I order him to hide behind the sandbags. And what I'm doing now is to order the guys who are well, I ordered a rifleman to come and take the position we had lost in the sandbags. Now I take a look at what can I call, and I decide myself for an anti-aircraft gun position. That's a 4 machine gun position, which is very good anti-infantry, and I'm going to set it in a. It's not a very good position. I'll notice it later, but still, it's going to cause some headaches to the enemy. This soldier I place in those bases. And I'm going to order some more individual infantry units. I don't want to call a full squad yet because I want to save some manpower in case of an emergency, and because I'm not still planning for an all-out attack. I'm just trying to set a proper defense line and a good base of fire before advancing. Right now we are 2 objectives, 1 down to the enemy. They have 3, but I mean it's not really a really serious problem because we are not very down in the scores, and I can beat my time a little bit before calling for the resources I'm going to need for an attack on that group. There I spot a guy who's throwing a grenade. I try to get my guys out of there. I get one of them, but all the other one, I don't know what he's doing. I recognize this is a pretty advanced position, and I might do better in a more backwards one. So I set a soldier in the bush. I order him to lay down. Check the lines of fire. So yeah, he has good lines of fire all around the zone. And I'm going to order some more individual soldiers. Here I have 3 riflemen which have arrived, And here I spot the enemies using my own sandbags. So what I'm going to do is to try to get that guy using direct control again. And I advance to throw a grenade. I throw it, and oh, one of my soldiers is dead, and the other one is also dead. Because there are guys up there in the building that you can see in the top of the screen. And that's a very good position for controlling the zone, but it's also very exposed, and you're going to see it later. I get the guys I have called and order to cover my right flank. Those sandbags on the right, on the middle of the screen, are going to help me. I order the rifleman there to advance a bit. There is one soldier which is coming. And what I'm going to do is direct control. I spot more guys incoming. I fire at them. The American rifleman is very powerful because he has the Garand and you can shoot very fast. The other nations' riflemen are not that good because they have bolt actions and... Ooh, grenade. I go for a flanking and I die. But I still have two more, so I try to go around the other side and I found it... but they ripped me off. I mean, the Garand is very good, but still at close ranges, the submachine gun is much better. So I call some of them. Rifleman and a couple of submachine gunners. And there you go, that's the anti-aircraft gunner, which has cut down a try of those two guys to advance. I have some support from my ally. This is a 2v2, by the way. The other guy was as noob as me, but I think we did a pretty good job. I'm going to advance those guys a little bit to check what's there, if he's advancing or not. Checking those guys are indeed going for where I want them to go. And right now what I'm doing is basically taking a look and seeing exactly what I want to do and want to move. Here what I'm doing is throwing smoke. That's a grenade smoke. A smoke grenade, sorry. And what I'm trying to do is to do a distraction. When the enemy sees smoke there, he's going to think I'm going to go for a frontal assault. Instead, what I do is to select those guys and try to advance through the right side. This is not a real all-out attack. All I want to do is to do that, just to check what's there. Still, the distraction didn't work very well because I almost got cut down in no time. So I call for a tank, which is going to move forward, and I'm going to try to use it as a long-range support weapon. You don't want to use tanks in the front lines a lot. You want to use them with a lot of infantry support because they are very vulnerable to anti-tank grenades, rockets, that kind of stuff. I deploy my soldiers in proper cover. Get into the sniper again, take a look around to see if I spot something that I can kill. I don't, so I move it a little bit forward to have a better field of fire, which I have here. I take aim, wait for him to pop the head again, he's in cover, there you go. Shoot, get a hit but don't kill him. I order him to go prone and move elsewhere to give more orders. Here is my tank coming, and now I spot that up there, which you saw in red, is a 120mm mortar, a Japanese one, and it's a very powerful mortar, and it's very useful. So I'm going to try to take it out with my tank. But in the meantime, what I do is to call for an airborne squad, which I'm going to move up here because I want to give it a go to a proper and actual assault. I have proven the position enough and I want to assault it. The mortar has taken the crew of my anti-aircraft gun, and here what I'm trying to do is to win a proper firing angle on that mortar, but I don't have one. I simply don't. So, well, you can see I'm directly controlling the tank. You want to control the tanks directly, as much as you want, because the AI doesn't always do the best job at managing the tanks. I call for a group of crew, because I'm seeing that soon probably that the aircraft gun is going to need more crew members, because that mortar is pounding them. And I do a very reckless move with my Sherman, which I'm going to pay for. I don't have any infantry support, but I want to take that mortar out. But I don't have a proper shot. I have those red cards in front of me, so I'm trying to blow them, but no luck with that. Still, the machine gun is doing a good job at blowing the cover of the mortar. And now I'm retiring, because I can see that you can see the infantrymen there trying to boost my tank. Probably they were going to throw an anti-tank grenade, and those things kill tanks in just one shot. Here, with this position, what I'm going to do is to try to lay some suppression fire on the trenches and to kill some guys. And actually I should have withdrawn the tank, but I didn't. And in the end I'm going to lose it, of course, because if you are so reckless with the tank, you can do crap. Well, still my airborne squadron is there.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to use them to advance in groups, in several waves. One supports the other one. The first group more or less makes it into cover, but two of them are killed by those guys up in the building. I advance also on the right side, but the right side advance against is cut down to bits in no time. I try to go for direct control, but I totally suck at it, so I give up and come back into cover. What I'm going to do now is to use that soldier there. You can see that I totally suck at direct control. I failed with that one, so I select another one. Give him orders to lay prone. And I'm going to advance. I hope that unseen, because I'm prone, and as such it will be harder to see me. And I'm going to try to put some grenades on that trench. I see there's an armored vehicle up there to the left, which is trying to get my Sherman, but it's an armored car and I'm not very worried. So there you go. I cook my grenade, I launch it, but I cooked it for too long and it exploded in the air. So I cook it again, throw it, not again, not yet, I mean. There you go, here I'm cooking it, I'll throw it, and now I get them. So those guys in the trench gone, I can advance a little bit more, take a proper cover behind those bosses and lay some fire on the guys on the rooftop, which are giving me hell. I also spot there's a guy behind sandbags in the right position. By the way, I have lost my Sherman. Well, I haven't lost it, I mean, it's damaged, but still operational. The problem is that it has no crew, because they have killed all the crew. So, well, there I go. I finally have a proper go at going for the trenches, which I take. I advance from both flanks and put my guys into proper cover. Still, it's hard to get those guys. I'm going to try to throw a grenade up there, but I'm not going to succeed at all. You're going to see that. Boom, and nothing. I control the soldier directly to try to get the guys up there. And now you can see I'm actually capturing the center zone. And now I spot the armored car is coming for the guys on my trench. So I try to react and throw some anti-tank grenades, but he's moving too fast and I miss with all of them. Still, I still have one of my guys in the trench. I select him again, try to throw another anti-tank grenade. He gets taken out. Oh, good lord. So what I do is to call my anti-tank squad, which I have holding for this exact position. The armor car gets taken out anyway, but oh crap. There are more Japanese soldiers that just retook the trench that I really have worked hard to get. Take a look around. I spot that I have gaps in the left flank. The sandbag is uncovered. I call for some soldiers. I have called as well another airborne squad. I'm calling for my soldiers there. Nice, my soldier gets killed there, and that was my my rocket launcher. So yeah, I don't have an anti-tank squad anymore, so I call for more of them. Order them behind the building. Oh, there's a tank incoming. I order my guy to lay prone for a second. Use anti-tank grenades. Throw them. And I get the tank. My airbornes are already here. So again, I'm going to repeat the same try as before. Approve on the right and a main attack on the left. I get the guy behind the sandbags. Sorry. And lay some covering fire from the right for the guys to advance in the mid. Suppression fire is very important in this game. If you don't lay suppression fire, it's very hard to advance. So the guys in the right are actually receiving some hard fire, but they are suppressing the guys in the mid. And now what I'm going to do is throw a grenade there, you saw that. Advance with my guys there, with some of them. All of them are ordered to stay back. The guys in the right flank, I'm going to advance and to lay some covering frames to the right. And I call, well, I'm going to call a light tank in a few seconds. But all the while, what I'm doing is to lay some covering fire, some suppression fire before advancing. There you go, I have killed some of them. I'm already into the capsule circle, I'm taking it. I order that guy into the trench, which is clear again. Move into it. And order these guys, which were there, to take the position behind the sandbags. I order one of them to move a little bit forward to take a look. Another tank. I order all my soldiers to go for him. He kills some of my soldiers, but he gets taken out. Well, not really, I mean, that was a pretty unlucky shot because I didn't get him. I only got his trucks damaged. But that's enough, because now he can move, and I can flank with more soldiers, which I actually did badly. I didn't have to move them down there, I should have go directly upwards. Still I have to kill that guy, whatever the cost. Because if he stays there, he's going to prevent me capping, and I want to cap. So I divide my two guys there. I use an anti-tank grenade, throw it, and he's destroyed. I call yet another airborne squad, and kill that crew member who exited the tank. And move my other infantry guy up there to support the cap. Has been costly, but if you don't break some eggs, you don't make an omelette. And finally, it seems that I'm going to be able to actually cap. I called Chaffee some time ago. It's already advancing. Chaffee is a pretty good light tank, but it's still a light tank, and that's going to come to bite my ass. Still, well, I'm pretty happy because I'm about to sorry, I'm about to complete the cap of this central circle, and when we do that, we are going to start getting points in our favor. Right now, we were losing slowly the battle because we had less cap circles, but things are going to change from this point onwards, because now I hold the mid, and as in most strategic games, the mid is the most important place to hold. I ordered that guy to hold fire and to go to the front to spawn a little bit. You want to send some spotters up there with holding fire, not to reveal their position, because they are your eyes, and if you have people in front of your main line, you are going to see what's coming before it's there. And a lot of times they won't get spotted, and you'll get some very good shots at tanks that go by just without the proper care. So well, right now I'm revealing some enemies in another of the trenches, the one that's covering the other cap circle. I kill a mortar crew that was coming up, and that's good because that mortar is very powerful. Look at that. That's the mortar up there on the left, top left, and has wiped 3 of my soldiers in just one hit. And again, I have to try to get it with my tank, and I have to advance quite a lot. It's not as bad as the last time because now I have some infantry covering me. But, well, it doesn't end very well. So it's plain to see that with direct fire I'm going to have some troubles trying to get those guys. So instead I call M8, which is a tank, a little tank with a howitzer, which loves cell. It's sort of a semi-artillery, and that will allow me to shot over obstacles and probably clear that trench with more effectivity than what I have had with my Sherman and my Chaffee. Right now I'm checking if everything's alright and all my soldiers are in the proper position, which they seem to be. I call for another crew to man that anti-aircraft gun. And right now, well, I'm in a pretty good position. It's pretty comfortable because I have pretty good lines of fire. The line is pretty well defended, and I have a pretty good support tank incoming. And now you are going to see this. I don't have to care a lot about lines of sight with this tank, so I can lob cells into that blasted mortar, which is really putting the heart on me. There you go, I totally smash the crew, but I don't actually take the gun out. Still, I fire there first because I want to take out that machine gun which is there, and I keep on firing to that zone. I spot someone which is moving towards the right. I'm guessing they are going to try to climb that building again, which indeed they are doing. So what I'm going to do is with the light tank, I'm going to lay some fire up there to dissuade the guy from coming up. I spot one guy now in the cap circle. I'm going to try to go for him, but this tank lobs cells, but not very high. Can go over some obstacles, and you can see the little green dot is where the cell I'm aiming is going to actually hit. So I move the tank a little bit to the side, win a shot there, and kill the guy who was behind the sandbags. Checking for my anti-tank team to move a little bit forward because now it's a bit too back. I mean, you want them to be behind your main line, but what you don't want to do is to have them so back that they can't assist when or if a tank comes assaulting the lines. There I go. using the light tank again, moving backwards to get a proper line. I'm trying to kill that blaster mortar, but I'm not having luck. So what I'm going to do is to use that guy in direct control, and I'm going to try to grenade that position. But I spot one guy here, which is probably no fire orders. So I kill him. Move a little bit. Ooh, up there, there's a tank. There's a tank. I'm going to cover just in time to save my life. But he blasts my cover away. So I'm using the light tank again. Pretty cool shot there. I call for an anti-tank again, which is I'm going to place there behind that trench you saw, to cover for the enemy tank if he decides to advance. Again, the light tank, trying to blast that blasted mortar. I mean, you can soft kill fixed position by killing the crew, but if you don't kill the equipment, sorry, you can recrew it, and it's going to serve no good in the long run. And here I totally derp. I go back. There's a cover there I didn't see because I wasn't looking at the tank. And when I saw the suit, the round is high explosive. That is an open top tank, and the round exploded just outside of the tank and killed all my crew. So now I need more soldiers to go into that tank, because otherwise it's going to be very ineffective. Still have to wait a bit to get another crew from the pool. Each time you call for a soldier or a tank or a given kind of weapon or infantry or whatever, you have to wait for some seconds before calling it again. That's so you don't so you can't spam the same kind of weapon or crew or infantry all the time. And well, I have recruited my M8, so I'm going to move a little bit forward. And ooh, the tank is advancing. The problem with this small light tank is that it only has light caliber, and it has high explosive only. And high explosive versus tank doesn't work very well. So yeah, well, he gets taken out. Here comes another rushing tank. I order my anti-tank squad to go for him. The other tank is moving up. He hasn't spotted my guy in the bushes, so I order, there you go, an anti-tank grenade, and he gets taken out. That's why you want to have people in the bushes with no fire orders, because if they fire, they are going to reveal their position, and you will never get the chance to do what I just did there. I call my anti-tank group back into the trenches. Now the 10 years over. And well, right now what I'm doing is basically staying on what I have. So I have a pretty decent defensive line, but I don't want to push yet, because first they have that blasted mortar that can totally destroy me, and second, because I don't think I have the resources to do so yet. So what I do is to call a proper tank which can support an assault. I order my anti-tank gun, which didn't move, I don't know why, to get the proper position I want him to be in. And the tank I call is a crocodile. It's a flamethrower tank. So that's going to come in handy when I try to go for the next capture line. I spot another guy and kill him.
Yes, sir.
I have this left side mostly in a lock position. He can't move without me noticing, and if I notice it, I have firepower to stop him moving. So that's an approach he can't really take. The anterior grab gun is again in a very exposed position, so I'm going to try to move it. So he's not as in a bad situation as he is right now. Right now it was in the open because all the cover it had had been blown. And right now what I'm doing is to try to repair that light tank I got damaged. My tank is, I stop it there, I don't want to go any further with it right now because I don't have the proper support to do an assault yet. But I spot that up there is another mortar. So I shoot at him. Second shot. Misses. Actually, I don't know where the heck did that shot go to, but whatever. And now, up there, there's an anti-tank gun. And I should have gone into cover immediately. But it didn't. And of course, you can guess what happens. But I really want to take that position out before assaulting, because otherwise it's going to be very hard to move on. And yeah, well, anti-tank gun, you pay no attention, you get your tank blasted. So I use the surviving crew members to go to the steward again. He's firing the mortar to the gap circle. I don't have anyone there, so I don't care. He's moving a little bit, back there. I'm guessing that he's going to try to move towards the left side again, but I have that zone covered, so I don't really care about it. And I have just called for an self-propelled gun and a mobile artillery, because I want first of all to deal with that anti-tank gun we saw and that killed our Sherman. And now I spot a special force Japanese group, which I'm not in the best situation to kill, to be honest. The anti-tank gun there doesn't have a shot. So what I'm going to do instead is to use the artillery piece I just called to lay barracks there. A lucky shot on the top of that half trap and the whole squad will be killed. But I don't get that lucky. Artillery is not really precise and you need a little bit of luck, and I didn't get a proper hit. Still, you can see the guy is not really good, because otherwise he would have gotten all of his soldiers out of the vehicle already. And he would be moving the vehicle, but now he's doing. So I have to deal with half track, which is coming, and it's going to put me in a very bad situation. I get my guy there killed, take him with my anti-tank gun and kill him. Well, damage him, so the half track is no longer a problem. I throw a grenade there, directly control my soldiers, and kill the guys who were rushing for me. This was a little bug, I don't know what that arrow was doing, but well. I call for another submachine gunner to go to the spot where the previous one died, because it's a very good position. I spot there are more coming. Oh, but this time they got me. I don't have the steward repaired yet, so I don't really have a lot of stuff to answer right now, because that zone has been basically destroyed by the enemy. And now they are free to advance, so I call another airborne squad to move up to their left flank to deal with the... There you go, they are assaulting the gun. They get that soldier that was there. They kill the gun crew, and they are going to try to capture my anti-tank gun. But I have these guys coming up, which of course are not going to let them. It was a pretty bold move in his part. Had he captured that gun, he could have really made a lot of damage to me. But no, instead he gets cut down, and I'm free to keep on moving my airborne squad up to the trenches. And right now I'm going to use my artillery to the zone where I spotted that anti-tank gun. And hope for a lucky hit. I don't see it, but I know it was there the last time I spotted it, so it might still be there. I order my airborne squadron to advance in groups to support each other. And I'm going to move up the left flank and try to clear the trenches there. I get some fire from the hill there and from behind the cover, but soon I get rid of it. I keep on moving. I spot another guy, which I killed. There you go. He's about to die. And now I'm assaulting the trench. And finally I'm able to destroy that blasted mortar that was giving me the shields. But now there's this daring tank which has avoided all the anti-tank grenades, lucky bastard, and he's moving directly to my artillery. And the artillery is still reloading, so I'm going to lose it. There's no way around it. I can't actually call anything effective against that tank, so I'm just going to accept my bad luck and okay, I lost the priest. What I'm going to do? Still, that guy is not going to accomplish a whole lot by himself, so whatever. That was a lucky tank. Have to tell you that. Still, he gets taken out by my ally who had brought I think that's a Hellcat. So the emergency is over. I give orders to repair the Sherman and I call for another artillery piece. This time it's not self-propelled, but well, what are you going to do? I also call for a truck to tow it, and I'm going to put it at the same position the priest was at. So yep, we are actually winning this because we have 4 targets, the other guys have only 1, and I'm very close to assault it in no time. So I'm ordering my airborne to move up again in groups to support each other, and something happened. I don't know exactly what, but the game crashed. I'm guessing someone got out of connection or something like that, but well, it was a very fun game and we would have won it. We were very close to win it. So yeah, that was fun, and finally a game with people that don't destroy me because they know how to play much better than me. That's the way to learn. If you like this game and if you have it and you want to play with me, you just only have to contact me and we'll try to do so. I hope you like this video. I hope you like the change of pace and that you like this game. If you did so, well, tell me in the comment section below if you want to see more videos of this game. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you later.